Hi guys, welcome to the short video about how to detect CPU throttling on your Windows computer. So this usually affects gamers, but it can also affect other people if you have an old PC. So sometimes you are working and you think, yeah, I mean, my PC is not doing what he should. So what is it doing really? Is it overheating? It's just slow? Is it the hard disk drive? What's going on? So how to detect if the PC is overheating, and so the logic is throttling it down. And yeah, so you have to work on reducing the heat with any measures. So of course you can, the most easy thing is just to hit the Windows key and then start the task manager, and here of course we have the performance tab, and here we see the CPU speed, and you can see, I mean, usually you know what's the speed or what's the maximum speed of your CPU, and if it's going really down a lot, you will know that it has been throttling by the system because of overheating. Usually, of course, you want to know if it's really overheating, and there are a lot of tools which you can use to find out if we have a lot of heat. So here I have a really basic tool here, and you can download that. That's called the core temp. You have to be a little bit careful here that you don't download any malware or whatsoever, but in general it is free, and you can see the temperature, and when it's going up, I think more than, let's say, 85 degrees or so, usually this could be in a region where the system starts to throttle. But this is just a little bit of guessing. I mean, we have some temperature here, we see the CPU speed. The problem is always when you have a game and you have just one screen, how to check that. I mean, you would have to have, or you would need more than one monitor to have it, maybe this on one monitor and the game on the other monitor, and so you can check it all the time. So of course there are better tools. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to show you is the event log. Here of course we can invoke that with the Windows key, and then type event, that was wrong, event viewer. So we can click on that event viewer, and we go to the Windows logs, system logs, and after it has been loading we can go to find, takes a little bit of time, and then we can search for throttle, something like that. Yeah, and then it should be able to find something, but the problem is you don't know why it has been throttling down. You just see that it has been throttling, but not why. So a much better or much more sophisticated way is the Intel Extreme Tuning utility. I don't know if it's really starting now. So yeah, here we have, I mean, you have to download and install. You can download it for free, it doesn't cost anything, and I will put down the link for this into the description so you can download, install. It's absolutely free. And here you have everything. What's really important, I mean, you have a lot of information here about the system here as well. I think I have to close that, and we get all the system information here about the CPU, about the graphics card, and everything what you have inside. But here's the major thing. Here we can check the temperatures and core frequency, CPU utilization, package temperature, and so on. and usually by default the most important thing here is disabled. That's the thermal throttling, so we have to activate that, and that's the yellow line here, and as you can see it's doing nothing. I mean, it's showing nothing, so we have to test it. Here I can make a stress test, can start that, and it will, I hope we can still record here, because it will fully activate the CPU up to 100%, as you can see here. That's the blue line, it goes up to 100%. Here we can see that as well, and the temperature goes up dramatically. So package temperature is 81, cores are also around that, in the lower 80s. And yeah, I mean, it's not dangerously hot, but it's getting real hot. But the really interesting thing is the yellow line. It is not going up. I mean, that means the CPU is really hot, but it's not that hot that it would really overheat and that it needs to throttle down. So for that we need more heat, obviously, and we can generate that with a GPU stress test. Additionally, we launch that here, we put it a little bit on the side. I hope we can put it to the side, and now it's generating heat. I mean, we can see that here a lot of additional heat. Most of the heat in a laptop these days, I mean in a gaming laptop, is produced by the GPU and not by the CPU. And if we put it on the side, we probably can see now it's throttling like crazy. So we stop that immediately, and yeah, so I hope it's still recording. We have been pushing the system to the extreme limit. What I've been checking, as you can see, the throttling goes down. I mean, what we can also see in the red, that the maximum core frequency has been dropping because of this throttling, but it doesn't help a lot. I mean, throttling has to be here on the GPU because GPU does the most, but still, though, the CPU has been throttled to help a little bit cool down the system. So we can definitely see we have to work on the temperature. Even when we see that the CPU has been really high, we can stop testing the CPU and only start the GPU stress test again. So that means the CPU is actually running rather low, as you can see in the blue, but the temperature is going up like crazy again, just because of the GPU. You can see that here. We close this again before it catches fire. I mean, yeah, no, it won't catch fire, but I mean, it could be that we cannot record anymore. So anyway, you can see most of the heat, especially here on my gaming laptop, is coming from the GPU. So I will have to work on the GPU. I mean, usually to cool the system down, you can accelerate the fans. I mean, in a desktop you can add additional fans, larger fans. In a laptop it's rather difficult, but you could try to change the fan speed rate. There are tools, and also we could lower the CPU voltage and GPU voltage. Maybe I will work on that, but we have to be careful that we are still working with a stable system. Otherwise it could be dangerous if we lower the voltage so much that we cannot even start the system anymore. But I'm not showing you how to do that. I just wanted to let you know about this really nice tool here, this Intel Extreme Tuning utility. It's really helpful. I haven't seen any other tool which shows so clearly the thermal throttling, and you don't have to just guess or something like that. You can really see that really clear, and that helps. I mean, at least it helped me, and I hope it will help you. So I will definitely put down the link to this really good tool. It's free. I will put it down into the description so you can download it and use and check your system, and hope you will find out if you're in the same situation. So if you have any question or comment, just write anything to the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you have something else, maybe better tools whatsoever, also leave everything in the feedback area. I'm always happy to learn new stuff. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.